The time has arrived. I showed you these the other day. It's probably been about 6 days now, and you can see they're coming out the top, so it's time to plant them. Some pit went over to Paw Creams and got some mud from where they're growing over there. We're just going to take these and drop them in here. I made a small hole in the bottom. Let's get one of these in here. Put that down under the mud. I'll show you these when I get them in here. The reason I wanted to get mud from over there is because that mud's been around for a while. It's got more nutrients in than this stuff that we've just put in here. So it's 2 seeds. We got 2 sprouts each. So we got 4 sprouts in there. I got some rocks over here. I grabbed these off the road yesterday. I washed them up. I'm just going to put them around in on top of here. And the only reason I'm doing this is because the guy on YouTube did it, and I think it will probably help keep the mud and everything in this dish down in here. And keep from getting some of that stuff up out of there and into the fish water. Okay, so that's what we got. Now I'm just going to set that in the fish bowl over here. But before I put it in there, I'm going to pull some of them other weeds out of there. So I was busy this morning. I made 6 panels, got them all cleaned up and painted. Also, we got some new green floaties in here. It's a different style. We were at a nursery in Cantalite yesterday or the other day, and a lady gave me some of these. So they look a little nicer than the other ones, so we put them in there. And I'm going to run with those now instead of them other ones. So we have a bunch of these in here. These are the ones I got yesterday or the other day. But we got a bunch of these, and these have been in here since day one. They do a nice job keeping the water clean, but I want it more open so I can see the fish swimming around in there instead of having such a cluster for them. They probably like this. I'm going to keep a few of them in there, just because I'm going to want them in the next one when I get a bigger tank. Just put a couple around the edges. Okay, and in go the water lilies. Big old cloud of dust, cloud of mud. Fish are going to wonder what the hell's going on. Now, they're completely underwater right now, so it'll take a couple days for them to get up to the top. But once they get up to the top, I'll show them to you. I'm going to add some water to this right now. I like to hang on to these. I'm going to throw them in this water jug for now. Put some water in there. So I made those 6 panels this morning and painted them. They're drying right now. It's calling for heavy rain at 5 p.m. So hopefully about 4 o'clock we'll be able to get those things out there and get them installed before the rains come. That's the plan. So these are done for now. I put some water in this water jug, and I'm going to hang on to these for a minute because, like I said, I'm probably going to want them in my new pots, and I'm getting ready to make a move on them new fish tanks. Just not sure what the move is, but I'm ready to do it. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. With that, we'll just keep an eye on these lilies as we go forward. And I'm whispering because some pit's trying to sleep. Good morning, everyone. Beautiful morning in paradise. Back in the hat. I went to a Farang meetup Friday night. Some guy walks up to me and says, "Are you that guy on the YouTube channel?" I'm like, "Yeah, we got a channel." He says, "I didn't recognize you without your hat." So I figured I better get my hat back on. Anyhow, yesterday we had a record day. We made 6 complete panels and painted. We were going to get them installed last night, but there's heavy cloud cover right over here. I mean, literally like right beyond those trees. It was raining. I said, oh, just forget it. We'll put them in tomorrow. Otherwise, we would have got 6 built, painted, and installed in one day, which would be a record. But we backed out. We did get them installed this morning, so we now have panels all the way down this side, all the way around the front gate. All we have left, not all, but there's still 20-some panels left. But we have these. I talked about these beams before, how we're going to have to do these a little differently. I'll show you why. They're eye-shaped, so this here isn't thick enough to put an eye bolt through both sides, so I'm going to have to come up with something different there. I'm thinking I'm going to offset them. Instead of putting the tabs down like this, put one this way and one this way, so I got an eye bolt and an eye bolt beside each other instead of straight into each other. But I haven't really decided yet because I haven't really messed with it. This furry little mess right here, I broke down. I went and bought me a weed eater, or whatever you call it here. I don't know what you call them, but Honda 50cc, big one. I haven't brought it out yet. There was a couple of things I needed to do to it to get it set up the way I wanted it. I got that done. I just haven't brought it out because, like I said, we were building fence panels yesterday, and we installed those just this morning because they're calling for rain here any minute. It doesn't look like it, but that's what the forecast says. I don't know. Well, last night, we had everything out here ready to put them panels in. I looked over there, and it was literally raining right beyond those trees, a couple kilometers, headed this way. So I hurried up, put everything back away, decided not to install the panels. And once you know it, it never did rain. Never did. But we did lose power probably 30 minutes later for like an hour and a half again. I don't know. Something's going on. It dropped down to 60, 70 volts again. After an hour, we called PEA, and they said, excuse me, they said, oh, nobody's called us yet. And then 30 minutes later, they called back and said, oh, yeah, half the village has called us. So I don't know if that guy didn't get the word or what, but or either that or everybody waited an hour to call. I don't know. But it turned out there was something wrong in the village, and half the village was down on voltage. Yesterday, we made the 6 panels while the paint was drying. We got a call and said the rest of our bushes came in, so we went and got those yesterday. And I didn't even take them out of the truck because, like I said, we got back from picking these up, went right to the fence panels, started hauling everything out there to get set up to do that, seen the rain, come back, and to just sit around waiting for it to rain, and it never did rain. So my next task this morning is to get these unloaded, get them laid out over there. We got 44 of these, which is going to be too many now because we left the opening for the back door to walk through and in a little space down by the concrete. And I think I picked up a couple extras anyhow because I normally do because that way if we have one die or something, we got something to replace it rather than trying to go back and get it. And he did have to order these because we bought him out last time and he only had when we picked these up, I think he had 2 left. So he must have got 46 or 47. I don't know. But he didn't have hardly any left when we got done pulling these off him. So the plan right now is to get these unloaded. Then I've got that last panel on the runway there is an extra long panel because when they put in the post, obviously the last one isn't going to be exact spacing. So that one ended up a little bit long rather than having one panel about this long. I told him just go ahead and make one long panel. So I got to have to special build that one. Obviously, it isn't going to fit in the jig table because the jig table is for a shorter one. We'll just have to measure it out, lay it out here on the ground. The legs will be the same length, just the top bar and the bottom bar will be different. That panel will be longer than those mesh panels over there, so I'm going to have to probably piece into that and try to make it look as best I can. So that's our project today, pending weather, because like I said, it's supposed to rain here in an hour. But I'm going to get these unloaded, and then we'll start working on that panel. All right, so we had a pretty productive day despite the forecast. Every hour, they would push the rain back another hour, another hour, another hour. So it was supposed to start raining at 7 o'clock last night and rain all the way through today and into tonight. Hasn't rained yet. Every hour, they just keep pushing it back. It looks like there could be rain off in the horizon, but who knows? Anyhow, we installed those 6 panels this morning. Well, this afternoon, I got the 7th one. This is an odd size one, oversized one, because the spacing on the poles was a little long. But I got this built, painted, and we just installed that a little bit ago. See me flinging this thing around. My snake catcher finally showed up from Lazada. So if we get any deadly ones, I can get them out of here. The other thing we got done, we got the bushes planted all the way out to the fence. So we'll have basically a hedgerow all the way from the back drive all the way to there. This will be what we'll call the maintained yard, and that over there I think she's going to put some durian trees in there. And I'm not sure what else, but I mean, we'll maintain it, but it isn't going to be short, nice grass like this. I have not fired up my weed eater yet. I mean, I've fired it up to run it, but I haven't fired it up and started cutting grass yet. I got this a little bit along the fence, and that's really about it. So be a test run will be about all it is, because the rest of it's all been cut down by the cowboys. I didn't mention we got a third group of bananas back there, so we're going to have bananas coming out of our ears here before long. But yeah, it's pretty exciting, but it's hanging right out over the road again. So hopefully nobody will take them. Fill dirt, I haven't hardly had to fill anything lately. Everything seems to be settled in pretty good. I had a little spot right here, little one over there, and a little one over there. I'm not talking like spots like this. They just finished settling out. Everything else looking pretty good all the way around, so I think I finally got it. I got my light to attract bugs for the fish the other day. I actually got one a few days ago. The first one wouldn't charge at all, either with the solar or in the wall plug. So I reordered a different one. And of course, the first time I tried to do the cheap one, which I always get screwed on, but I ordered a different one, and I played around with it on the patio, and kind of liked it. So I kept it on the patio, which was good because last night when we lost power, we had lights out there, so we just sat out there and played on our phones till the power come back on. Got tape on here, or plastic coating on here, they didn't take it off. But so I kept that one for the patio, and I ordered a second one of the good bulbs. That arrived today, so somewhere in the near future, we're going to get that light out there over the pond, like Wayne suggested, try to attract some bugs for the fish to eat. My red tilapia. I was feeding them today, and I got to looking at them close, and they have a sucker mouth going down with two little horns on them. They're not even freaking tilapia, they're goldfish. So I don't know what that old lady sold me, but most of them look like they're probably goldfish and not red tilapia. Now, I questioned it a couple times, but I actually caught a couple of them, and they're tilapia. So there's a mix in there. So I don't know how many of them goldfish and how many are tilapia, but the old lady didn't know what the hell she was sorting up there at that fish factory. So it was just a quick update on what transpired today. We have all the fence done all the way around, down the runway, back here, all the way around to the front. All we got left are those two sides on the wall with the pilings. Those I'm going to have to do a little bit differently. I'm going to go to Ty Watsadu tomorrow and try to see if I can figure out a little different way to mount those to the post. Because as I showed you earlier, that I-beam, that piece is too narrow in the middle to put two lag bolts through it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get some really big of those plastic inserts that you put a screw in. Get the biggest ones they have, and when I put the panel in there, I'll offset one tab to the left and one to the right so I can put them in beside the panel instead of below the panel or atop the panel. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. But anyhow, we do that. I'll show it to you when we get it figured out. But like I said, subject to change, so see you later. Good morning. Another beautiful morning in paradise. Just out taking a little walk around the property, checking out our fence. We got that all done all the way around. Looks pretty good. We got our bushes in. Still haven't got my weed whacker out. That's on my list of things to do soon. If it doesn't rain today, we're probably going to have to get a hose hooked up here and get those trees watered that we just planted yesterday, the bushes. Because they're fresh transplant and I want some water on them. Make sure they survive okay. But I mentioned that we've got a third set of bananas out here. I haven't even walked out and looked at them yet. They're hanging over the road, so we're going to go out there and do that right now. But first, I need to get through this locked gate here. So I was in on the computer watching some of our videos from a year ago. And I just was thinking, man, it's amazing how much one's life can change in 1 year. A year ago, we were still in the U.S. dumping everything we have to move over here. Oh, this thing rolls hard. Well, that's probably why. There's a damn snail shell behind the wheel. Oh, there's a rock there, too. I got to get this cleaned out. The sand is pretty much done washing down here. I just need to clean this out and it'll roll okay. Anyhow, we were dumping everything, getting rid of everything so we could move to Thailand. And here we are a year later. House is all built. We're pretty well settled in. get this fence finished, and we'll be ready to start doing some serious traveling. But also on top of that, the work begins because all this needs cut. And I need to do something with this mesh here before the cows come back next fall to keep the cows off my grass. I don't care about the grass. It's the bananas, and this is actually Napier grass here, this tall stuff, which is, cows love to eat that stuff. That's what the farmers plant it for. But these are the first bunch of bananas we got. As you can see, I cut the flower off that the other day, as I said I was going to. We only got like, what is it, 3 or 4 bunches? Yeah, 4 bunches of bananas on that one. This is the third one here. It just started opening up. It looks like we got 2 bunches on there, and another group up in there. Bees love these things too, these flowers. As you can see, each banana has a flower on the end of it, so there's lots of nectar for them, or whatever they do. This is a pretty stout one, so I don't think that this one is going to need to be tied up. There's one of the flower leaves fell off for those of you that haven't seen them before. This will pop open. This is the first one actually because it's green on the outside. But they'll get red like this once these get matured up a little bit. This here leaf will just fall off, or that petal, whatever you want to call it. And this is the second one. Look at all the bananas on here. A pile of flower petals. But lots of bananas on that one. But as you can see, it stopped producing. So as soon as this gets down away from there a little bit, I'm going to cut this one off. We did not eat the other one. Some pit gave it to the neighbor over there for some reason. Maybe she don't like them. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, as I said before, this probably doesn't interest most of you, but pretty fascinating to me because, like I said, I tried to get bananas in South Carolina and I got them, but they didn't have time to mature. And my understanding is you wait till these square ridges on the bananas kind of flesh out where the banana gets fat and round, not square cornered like that, and that's when you can tell they're ripe. What I don't know is how you judge it, because the top ones obviously been out longer than these ones, so those are going to round out earlier than these. So to get the top ones, you got to cut it up there. So I guess you just wait a while. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't really care. We haven't been back here with the camera for a long time. This is our rice field. Looks like crap compared to everybody else's, but it's ours. Goes back to this edge here. Some pit planted these trees along here. I'm worried the cows are going to eat them though. That one looks like it's dying. That one did die. That died. That died. These are all dying. Wonder if she knows that. And I don't know who planted these. I seen them out here planting them a couple weeks ago. That's our mess right there that those guys never hauled away. If you recall, I hired somebody to get that tree stump out of there and everything. They got most of it, and I had already paid them more than what I told them I would. Gave them a little bonus to get it out of here, and then they didn't get it out. Oh, we don't have the right stuff to do it, so they just left it. That sumbitch will be laying there in 10 years. God, I haven't been back here in a long time. But we're getting ready to head out to Taiwatsu here in a little bit, so we're not going to go back there today, but maybe later this week we'll take a walk back there and kind of look and see what that little creek's doing. Beautiful, beautiful rice fields. They all look pretty yellow right now. Might just be the lighting. Every day is overcast and cool, so that's nice. This is the grass some pit is transplanting to the front yard. As you can see, it doesn't get tall at all. It just spreads out nice and low. Will be low maintenance, which is what we want. I suspect this one here will probably get a banana before too long. It's getting pretty big. It might be a couple more leaves out yet. Man, that's a big banana tree, banana plant. I haven't fed the fish yet this morning. We haven't watched that for a while. Let's do that.
Yeah, see, they see me walking by. They're all running over here, swimming over here. I'm going to go get some food. Whoa. Try to figure out what the best angle is to show you these fish. Some of those are only a couple inches long. The ones that were a couple inches long a while back are now up about 4 to 6 inches long. We got a bunch of new ones in there now, little tiny ones. So they're still breeding. Man, those pacu are huge. I don't know if you see, did you see that one? Wow. It's as big as a dinner plate. It's, as I mentioned earlier, some of them damn red tilapia are actually goldfish. I don't know what that old, God, that was, look at the size of those pacu right here. Look at that. Those things are huge. All right, so we're going to run to Taiwatsudu. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we're going to try to find anchor screws to put in here. And I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is putting a gate off to this side with a tab going this way, because it's going to be hard to get a wrench up in there. If I put it in the center like I did those, it's going to be hard to get a wrench up in here and turn that. And they can't be above, the tab can't go up because obviously the bolt will be in the way to get it down in there. So I'm thinking I'm going to put a tab to the right, a tab to the left, every other one. It's not going to hold any weight or anything, so it really doesn't have to be that big. We'll go ahead and put the larger anchor bolts on the bottom like these, but up the top we'll just put small screws to keep it from flopping sideways. All right, I think I'm going to wrap up this video. I think I got enough footage for it. Been a while, but I want to thank all of our new subscribers. I used to get a list pop up on YouTube that would show me all the new subscriber names if they made that information available. I don't get those anymore, and I'm not sure why. The count still grows every week. Not quite as fast as when we were building the house, but hey, I understand. Not everybody's interested in my boring life. But we'll try to keep introducing new subject matter and keep it interesting. I was playing around with some background music, got a few good compliments and a few bad ones. Somebody said it sounds like an 80s porn movie, but hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. That wasn't my intent. But we'll just keep playing around with it. I think timing of where I place the music in the videos and stuff is going to be important. But anyhow, we're going to get in a truck. We're going to get off to Taiwatsudu. Once again, thank all the new subscribers. Thanks for joining us, Paradise in Thailand.